Hey guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you all are doing well today. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be in this world today. We're going to go ahead and get started, and want to just welcome everybody here for this live that we are about to do. This is something that also my subscribers have been asking me for. Let's pull that over there. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all my moderators. We're going to go ahead and get this crunk. There is right now, guys, a woman by the name of Gabby Petito. She's been missing. And her boyfriend shows up in her car in his, near his home, in his family home in Florida, okay? And she's nowhere to be found. And now the boyfriend is missing. Right now, there's breaking news that Brian Laundrie is now missing himself, and there is a huge search party going on right now looking for this man. Now, I want to just tap into a little bit of live news coverage that's going on right now with this, and then we're going to talk about the timeline of events that happened in this situation. And I don't even have to do that. Give me just a second here. There is, WFLA has been doing some live coverage on this today. Let me see if I can find their site. Hold on just one second. Let me do it by upload date. I hope he didn't end his live because he sure was doing a really good live. Let me unfilter out live streams then. There we go. All right, I want to show you a little bit of this, guys, and then we're going to talk about the timeline, but this is going to give you all a lot of information about what's going on as of this morning. Now, while we're watching this, I'm also going to I'm going to give you all some details. So I just want to put a visual on the screen there while I also give you details more on this case. So give me just a second. All right. Now, let's talk about the timeline. There's already a page on the FBI's site for Gabby right now in regards to, her being missing. And it's crazy that now Brian Laundrie is now missing, and that this huge search party is going on for him now, because basically without him, we don't get a lot of answers, right? So let's talk about everything we know right now about this situation regarding Mrs. Gabby Petito. Let's talk about what we know right now. Just one second here.
We're just waiting for him to make his turn, then we're going to go with Brian.
Y'all know they love ads, right? Now, Gabby, my understanding is from Long Island area, from my understanding, but we'll get more information here. All right, listen up.
Garrison, I am the Chief of Police of the City of North Pole.
Hopefully you all can hear that.
Today we're here to talk
Hold on a second.
Gabby.
I don't have audio.
Gabby was a resident of...
Hey, to everybody in the chat. I'm sorry I haven't even shouted anybody out. Hey, Ray. What's up, Dolly, baby?
What happens...
Hey, Flyucci. Shout out to Heidi Fly. Hey, Janet's in the house. The boyfriend isn't missing. The parents are reporting him missing to avoid aiding and abetting charges.
In June of
Later, if it's found out that he committed murder, he is hiding out and the parents are helping. And I have been hearing that. Hey, Natalie, there is so much to this story. We're going to talk about it all. Hey, Alicia. Yes, I think a lot of people feel that way. The scary
and
thing is the
documented their
parents
journey
seem to have
on
been in a
YouTube and
situation
social
like this before and know exactly what to do. Interesting.
Maintain regular contact
Okay,
with their family members.
one
during her
second, you
travels.
guys.
However, that communication abruptly stopped around the end of August. Gabby is a vibrant 22-year-old with a love for life and adventure. She's a daughter, a sister, and a granddaughter. She was excited to share her cross-country trek.
Just want to make sure I put those banners up there. All right.
With her family.
Now,
Gabby's family and those in the community.
I may have
here
to do, I know
and in
you
New
guys
York
can hear me, but I
who know
have
and
no
care for her
sound, and I know there
are
should be
hoping for
sound.
answers about her
Give me
whereabouts.
just a second here.
We have investigators working diligently on the clock, as well as with the FBI. The FBI is present here today to show their solidarity and commitment to this investigation, and we are grateful for all their resources. Due to the geographic scope of the investigation, it's important that we partner with our federal and local partners. At this time, I'm going to allow Joe, Gabby's dad, to come up and say a few words. My name is Todd Garris, and I am the Chief of Police of the City of Northport. Today, we're here to talk about Gabby. Gabby was a resident of, or is a resident of Northport, and Northport is a close-knit community where what happens is felt by all. We are here today to provide an update to Gabby Petito, who was reported missing on September 11th, 2001. In June of 2021, Gabby and her fiance embarked on a cross-country trip with plans to travel across the West Coast and visit state national parks in the western United States. They were traveling in Gabby's 2012 white Ford van and documented their journey on YouTube and social media. We have a picture of the white Ford van that they were traveling in. She maintained regular contact with her family members during her travels. However, that communication abruptly stopped around the end of August. Gabby is a vibrant 22-year-old with a love for life and adventure. She's a daughter, a sister, and a granddaughter. She was excited to share her cross-country trek with others on social media and with her family. Gabby's family and those in the community here and in New York who know and care for her are hoping for answers about her whereabouts. We have investigators working diligently around the clock, as well as with the FBI. The FBI is present here today to show their solidarity and commitment to this investigation, and we are grateful for all their resources. Due to the geographic scope of the investigation, it's important that we partner with our federal and local partners. At this time, I'm going to allow Joe, Gabby's dad, to come up and say a few words.
Yeah, if we start there and then spread out, maybe we'll find them.
All right, what I need from everybody here is help, because the goal is still not met, and that goal is to bring Gabby home safe, all right? And I'm asking for help from everyone here. I'm asking for help everyone at home. I'm asking for help from the parents of Brian, and I'm asking for help of the family members and friends of the Laundrie family as well. You know, there is a tip line that you can call anonymously. Whatever you can do to make sure my daughter comes home, I'm asking for that help. There's nothing else that matters to me now. This girl right here, this is what matters. That is it. Anything else, it comes second to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Our focus is to finding Gabby, and we are pleading with people out there to give us information, point us in the direction that we need to be, and help us find Gabby. Gabby and her family deserve that. Right now, I'll go ahead and answer a few questions that I can. Go ahead.
Yesterday, you reached out on Twitter to Laundrie's attorney. Have you heard from him yet?
I have not.
Is there any criminality suspected in the case, or is this just a missing person?
Right now, we are investigating a missing person case.
So no criminality suspected?
None at this time. Right now, it's a missing person case.
Chief, how frustrating is it knowing that
WFLA Now will begin momentarily.
Well, we share the frustration with the world right now. So, you know, 2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned, and that person that returned isn't providing us any information.
Chief, can you bring Brian Laundrie in for hindering the investigation or for stealing Gabby's car?
Right now, no.
Have you guys learned anything from the van or from the phones at all?
Right now, we're still analyzing all that data, which takes time to forensically analyze all that.
Is the body cam video out of Moab, is that offering any sort of insight into maybe what potentially happened? Are you using that as part of your investigation?
We look at everything that's coming in. As far as that having to do anything with the disappearance, we don't know. I mean, yes, they had a disturbance. Yes, it was captured on body camera, their interaction with law enforcement. But beyond that, you know, I don't know what it has to do with the disappearance.
Do you guys know when exactly Brian left and headed for Florida? We know he came here on the 1st, but do you know when he left from the West Coast, and if there's any indication that Gabby was with him on that trek back?
Right now, we're analyzing that data, so we don't have that timeline narrowed down. There's a lot of information that we have to go through.
Do you know where Brian Laundrie is right now?
Yes.
Chief, has the family attorney said anything at all to you during your interaction?
The family attorney arranged to get us some property that we were looking for, and beyond that, no.
Nicole Schmidt said that she last spoke with her daughter on August 30th, or at least someone she was purporting to be her daughter. Has any forensics been done on her phone? Have the phone records been requested? Have they been provided?
Everything is being forensically analyzed right now, and it takes time.
Including Nicole's phone?
No, we don't have Nicole's phone.
And have you requested it?
Requested from who?
From her.
Oh, I'm sorry, from Nicole's phone. I'm sorry. I don't have the answer to that as far as that.
At this point in the investigation, is Wyoming still the last place that she was known to be?
Right now, it seems to be the area that we're looking at.
What would it take in your investigation to bring Brian in?
Right now, this is a missing person case, all right? And our focus is to find Gabby. My focus isn't to bring Brian in right now, it's to find Gabby. Brian is exercising his constitutional rights, and I have to respect that. But as of right now, the focus is finding Gabby.
Well, she's been missing for 2 weeks and could possibly be in danger. Why does he get the privilege to tell you no, that he's not coming in to speak to you?
Because the Constitution protects that.
Where are search teams looking currently? And are they law enforcement-led search teams?
We have no physical search teams on the ground like doing grid search right now. We have resources and law enforcement partners that are out in the field following up tips and leads. But as far as a grid search right now, we're still trying to narrow down geographic areas.
And do we know the exact date and exact, confirmed location that she was?
We're still analyzing
There's been,
that.
some say Salt Lake City, some say the National Park.
You know, the information, there's a lot of information coming through. We have to analyze that information, we have to vet that information, and it takes time.
Is there any history of police interacting with Brian?
Okay, you guys should be able to hear me now. Pretty well, right? Okay, so that is what we're getting right there. We're getting, so this is the original news conference, right? It's about 10 minutes long. And, it's, hold on just a second. I want to make sure that I have audio as well here. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, I do. The audio is really bad right now. You guys give me a second and let me see if I just cannot fix that. I think I can fix that. Hold on. Let's see, how does that sound? Does that sound better at all? Nope, that sounds about the same. All right, I think this will do it here. All right, now this should be much better now. Let me make sure that it picks up the right Yes. Okay. We should be good now. You guys should be hearing me really well now. Let me just make sure. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about the inconveniences there on the audio. Thanks for letting me know about how bad it sounded. All right. Gloria, what just before we finish getting into this, because we're actually going to looking at some live coverage right now of the search for Brian Laundrie while I go through the timeline of what happened here in this case. Um, Gloria, what channel are you on? Are you on the Crimes and Investigation, or are you on the main one? 'Cause I think oh, okay, I see you're in Crimes Investigation. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I had a mod over there. Okay, sweet. Thank you, baby. I don't have many mods over there, but Natalie, if you don't mind, just holding it down for me today, just to help out because we've got a lot of watchers. And I know you guys don't like see the Facebook watchers, but we're well over 100 people watching right now. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Now, there is something I need you to drop really quick, Gloria. I want to copy and paste it to you or somehow get it to you. But I don't think Gloria's on the Discord, is she? Gloria, if I copy and paste something down into the StreamYard chat, will you be able to copy it or can I like send it to you? Got your or text me, Gloria. I can paste it and send it to you. And the other thing too, guys, shout out to Queen's Throne. One of the things that we also agreed on is to kind of drop each other's links in the chat. So if y'all have the ability to, if we have another mod come in, feel free to drop Queen's Throne's link. Hey, Denise, how are you, babe? Good to see you guys. Steve Wynn, why do you think that she would be doing this for clout? Why would you think that this is a clout grab? I'm just curious because, um, you know, that I think you're absolutely wrong about that. I hope that's not a narrative that is being spread around. I really, really, really do. Um, JV finishing, yes. Don't understand why him or his parents have not been charged with failure to report a missing person. It's crazy. But let's talk about this timeline while we watch them, uh, you know, do their search. And shout out to, like I said, all of my followers and all the people that are watching this right now while we are, essentially breaking news on this story. Let's talk about the timeline in this story for a second here. We've already watched the original briefing, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. So Gabby Petito, her family is who reported her missing. Okay, she's a 22-year-old woman, and she is apparently from Florida. So I had that wrong about Long Island. She's from Florida. She's a 22-year-old Florida woman. She was traveling with her fiance Brian Laundrie in a cargo van.
that the two had outfitted as a makeshift recreational vehicle for a months long cross country road trip when she mysteriously disappeared. Oh, Ray, you know what? Thank you, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold on, guys. Let me do that. I could definitely use your help today. And can you copy and paste what Dolly's dropping in the chat? If and just paste that ever so often. Essentially, me thanking people and my donate links, essentially. And if you need me to get it to you or send it to you some kind of way, I'll do that. Okay, let's finish here. So she's traveling with her fiance, Brian, and they're in this cargo van. It sounds like it was, a trip of a lifetime. So many people have, wanted to do something like that, right? Oh, Madness. Hey, shout out to Madness. It's good to have you here. Shout out to Stop the Madness. Stop the Madness has a fantastic uh, channel where he talks crime news as well. And so it's really good to have you. This story is breaking, has been breaking news for the last couple of days, Madness, but it's getting more and more attention. We're essentially now, as of today, essentially we have a woman named Gabby Petito who's went missing, a 22-year-old woman during a trip with her fiance cross country. He returned home to Florida in her vehicle or in the vehicle without her and has been mum, has not spoken about anything about where she could possibly be. Now, all of a sudden today, he's missing. So there is a huge search party going on for him because obviously past going cross country, they went to some national parks. But I'm giving the timeline now. Let's continue going through the timeline, and we just started it. So here we go. Here's the timeline of what we know so far. So on July the 2nd, the couple was in Blue Point, New York. This is where, I was correct. This is where Petito, Gabby, is originally from. She was there to celebrate her younger brother's graduation from high school. They left New York on July the 2nd on a planned 4-month cross-country journey. Now, according to the Petito family attorney, the pair had gotten engaged, but they postponed their wedding plans because of the coronavirus pandemic and decided to take the trip instead. They were driving Gabby's white 2012 Ford Transit van, which, according to one of Brian Laundrie's posts on Instagram, they converted to basically they converted the interior that would allow them to camp, cook meals inside as they traveled. A lot of people have vans like this that they've decked out for travel where they can essentially go anywhere they want and live in a nice decked out van. I mean, Steve-O from Jackass has a really badass van, but people, this is something social media posts that they were making while they were doing their trek. Now, according to their social media posts, the pair traveled from Florida to Kansas to Colorado to Utah. They toured and camped at several national parks and natural attractions. Now, August 12th, there was an altercation in Moab City, Utah. In August, police had an encounter with Petito and Laundrie. The pair was described as having been engaged in some sort of altercation. This is according to a police report that was released by the Moab City Police Department in Utah. Officers were called to reports of disorderly conduct and encountered Gabby and Brian along with a witness whose full name has been redacted from the report. Both Brian and Gabby are described as having gotten into a physical fight following an argument, but both the male and female reported that they are in love and engaged to be married and desperately didn't wish to see anyone charged with a crime. This is according to the report, quote, from Officer Eric Pratt. Police later released the body cam footage of the officers' encounter with Gabby and Brian, during which Gabby is emotional and crying through much of the video. Now, Brian Laundrie, the fiance, says the couple got into a minor scuffle that began when he climbed into the van with dirty feet. Gabby Petito admits that she slapped Laundrie when she thought he was going to leave her in Moab, and the couple also states that Laundrie did not hit Gabby Petito. Laundrie had visible scratches on his arms, face, and neck, and police took photos of his injuries. Gabby Petito was nearly arrested, but since both parties said they were in love and didn't want charges pressed, the couple agreed to separate for the night. Laundrie was I want to show you this footage. This is the footage. Hey, to everyone coming in. Oh, are you kidding me? You guys can't hear the audio? Are you serious? From this video? You should be able to. That's crazy. So you guys weren't able to hear that? That is crazy. Yeah, I gotta love it when you have audio issues, but it's not the actual footage. It was just a news report on the actual footage. That is really strange, though, that you couldn't hear that. But okay, all right. Thanks for letting me know that. Give me just 1 second here. I'm gonna try something else here. I think that things get kind of messy when you share a screen instead of a tab. And I think that's what's going on here. So let me see if I can fix that. Okay.
And so there were some people yesterday that reached out to me. They were upset about the fact that there was this massive search going on for Brian, and they were talking about how, you know, sort of echoing what the Petito and Schmidt families were saying about his disappearance, saying that he's not missing, that he fled. We don't disagree with that. I mean, we don't know what happened to him, but the point is he's been reported missing, and the fact that everyone's trying to find him, I think, is really driven by the fact that everyone wants to find Gabby. And so finding Brian seems to be, at least at this moment right now, with what we know, which is not much, the best way to find Gabby. And I think that's what everyone's big goal is.
Evan, where can folks follow you on social media?
At Evan Donovan on Twitter. I'll be following this. Obviously, I primarily cover politics here, but I am the weekend anchor, and I'm always interested in what's happening in our community.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this timeline.
Let's send.
And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to reshare out this video. I want to show this video to you again. This was The one I was just trying to show you, which we had no sound. My apologies on that, but fixed. All right. Now, again, this is discussion of the body cam footage. Give me a second. I want to see if I can get the full copy without the, there we go. Okay, hold on. I got the full copy, and that's really what I want. Because it's nothing better than watching it for yourself, right? All right, let's watch this. And watch, they'll have 15 seconds of commercials on the video. Watch and see what I tell you. Oh, I was surprised. Okay.
Driver is showing some obscure driving, possibly intoxicated.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome on
Currently
in.
doing 45 miles an hour. Zone
Gloria,
is
send me a
25.
text real quick so I can send something to you.
Subject just hit the curb. Correction, speed limit is 15.
Mute while we...
I'm about 3/4 of a mile into the arches, just before the gate. You want to place your vehicle into park and go ahead and turn it off for me? No, park?
Oh, it isn't park yet.
Okay, turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dash for me, all right? What's your guys' names?
Gabby.
I'm Brian.
Gabby, Brian? Okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It was a long day. We were camping yesterday, and camping got messed out, flies and stuff. I'm sorry I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving, I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me, man?
Yeah.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
You got it, buddy. I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh, no, you're fine. I'm going to go ahead and close your door, okay? Why don't you come over here? SO229, I had the female that was on the passenger seat separated from the male. Keys are on the hood. You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD, and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him, I just like, I guess my vibe is like, I am like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an organic juice bar, but I just quit my job.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist. That was my
That's
job.
cool.
And I just quit my job to travel across the country. And I'm trying to start a blog. Have a blog and stuff. So I've been building my website. So I've just been really stressed, and he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. So that's kind of been like a, I don't know, he's like down there. I don't know. We've just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of your OCD?
He told me I needed to calm down. Yeah. But I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out, and this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning. You take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. So just go ahead and take a seat. What's that?
You talked to Gabby already?
Yeah, I just spoke to her.
Yeah.
So, you want to do me a favor? Let's go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle, alrighty? Come on over here. You're not in any trouble right now. So, tell me what's going on.
She just gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So, like, I locked the car and I walked away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start up like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time. And we really had a nice morning, if anything, but she just got worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go like arches before the summer time.
Okay. You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted me. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute. She was getting a little worked up, and then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys to me, so I got in the way. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push her, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe. And she got me with her phone.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's from a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grip on the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over, and then she gripped the wheel.
What about the speed? Did she take over the pedal on you?
If I was going fast, I'm sorry. No, it's probably just the moment of, like, I'm still shaking now. The adrenaline, seeing the lights flashing up, and then her gripping the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So,
yeah. I'm sorry about that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up. So we're just grabbing water for the hike. Okay. And I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because there's plans still to go for a hike. But it's good. I'm really sorry about that.
Of course. Do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the curb for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You don't have anything in that pocket or anything like that, do you? Okay. Nope. Just the wallet? All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check the waistband? Turn around for me real quick. Perfect.
Nothing.
I just want to make sure. That's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor. Take a seat, alrighty? Oh, do you have your ID on you?
In the car. If you want to come with me,
No, we'll just do this. Just go ahead and take a seat.
You can come with me. I'll give you a seat.
No, you're fine. What's your first name?
Brian.
Brian? Is that layman spelling?
B-R-I-N. Yeah, and L-A-U-N.
And then your last name?
L-A-U-N.
L-A-U-N.
D-R-I-E.
D-R-I-E?
Yep.
Laundrie? Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your date of birth, Brian?
I'll say crisscross applesauce, but can I just sit in the shade because I'm bald? It's okay. I'll give you some shade. Sound good?
Alright, just hang tight for me. SO229. I need a 29 name and date of birth. First name Brian, layman spellings, last name Laundrie. Lima Alpha Uniform, November, Delta, Romeo, India.
Where'd you hit him? Slapped him first? It's on his face? How many times did you slap?
Bravo, Romeo, India, Alpha, November.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
It's going to be out of Florida.
He just grabbed you? Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, but I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth. If he actually hit you. Because, where did he hit you? Don't worry. Be honest. Did he slap your face or what? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So has he been drinking?
No, we don't drink.
Okay. What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb. While you're driving? While he was driving, you were hitting him?
Like, come on, I like kind of like.
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into
Okay,
it. She
so
was hyperventilating
She's
a little
saying
bit.
that they don't drink, but at the point when you let them up,
You don't drink or anything.
She started hitting him.
Yeah, I was yelling at him, and then when you turned your lights on, I like kind of punched his arm like there's a idiot.
she's saying was why you hit the curb. You said it was Gabby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I remember that name. It was Gabby?
Yeah.
Try to meditate stuff, but you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name? Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah, but it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot.
This video's been, hold on.
But my ex-wife, my ex-wife, I'm just sharing, I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand, we would feed off each other's anxiety and spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul.
This video has been edited, I believe.
You know you have anxiety.
Like a lot of respects.
Look at
There's
the
a little bit
situation
of
you
like
can get in.
fickleness with
You
the
know what I mean?
audio and stuff like
And we're
that. So
not here
y'all
to
just
be
bear
mean
with
or
me, but
anything. Well,
we're
you know, it never, there's
watching
the first time and then it usually,
this.
we'll go see what Brian said, but I think you've heard everything now from
This
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm.
interaction, so
Did you grab the
I'll be
steering
quiet.
wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch
I
the
didn't
steering
touch
wheel?
the steering wheel, but only for like a second because I just saw the lights come on and it was more just like you're an idiot, like you know.
But did you grab the steering wheel and like
No.
swerve or anything like
No,
that?
no. I didn't touch the steering wheel at all.
I'm gonna go ahead and close this door again. Do you have enough air back here, or do you want me to kick it up some more?
Do you have any water?
I will see if I can find some.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
You wouldn't happen to have any water, would you? Can I get a bottle?
Did you already give a statement to this officer?
I got this gentleman here.
Yeah. This gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too. We're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. This officer is probably going to be the one handling the whole case. Do you want to listen to what he has to say? And yeah, and then you tell him what happened. Will you? So, if you don't mind.
Start at the beginning for me, over.
Start at the beginning. Well, I don't want to go too far back, but we've been in BLM land for the past like week or so, traveling around, and the flies here are like pretty intense. So the flies have definitely been getting to her, and then my feet are dirty and everything. So I think that our little squabble started because you're hanging out at the coffee shop, and when I got back to the van, there was some dirt and stuff in the van, and I moved our food around. So it was a little disorganized, so she gets a little.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Do you need any water?
It's okay.
It's hot out here.
I was down we were going to get water because we ran out, but it's okay. No, it's alright. I don't like plastic bottles. It's okay. Thank you, though. But we just had a little disagreement there. Disagreement was just that she was getting a little worked up, and I was saying, no, it's okay. Thank you so much.
As long as it's cool, that's good.
So it was just more of a disagreement, and I just wanted to.
What was the disagreement about?
It was. I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty. Like I got dirty feet, I got sand on my flip-flops and stuff like that. It was that we were at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So there's a few little things, little relationships. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
There's a lot of little things. Right?
Yeah, I can go.
And
I get it.
We weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. I'll lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way on the block. You know, there's that what is it called, Moonflower?
Right.
Yeah, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breathe. Come back. Because we're happy with it. I'm not upset with her. She got worked up and she had her phone in her hand and her keys and everything. And she wanted, not her keys, like her rings. She had her rings, her phone. And I was holding on.
No worries at all, Ray.
I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. So she goes off without me. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk, and she was trying to get the keys for me, so I was just going, hey, just wait, back up, and that's when she hit me, and I didn't get, I don't want to push you, but I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit, and then I got really loud, and like that's probably drew everyone's attention, where I was going, back up, get away, just give me a...
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
The phone.
The phone? So you pushed her and she hit you?
It wasn't like a push and she jumped on me. She was already, she was already swinging, and I was a lot of angles, a lot of nails, a lot of rings.
Yeah, you got 3 scratches on your neck. You got one on the left side of your neck. You got one in your face here, and you got 4 below bleeding over there. So it looks like 2 hands coming in.
Do you mind lifting up your right sleeve for me? I'm curious about something.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little bit of nails.
from?
I suppose fingernails, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about
Is it bruised or tender or anything like
No.
that?
Okay. I'm fine, and I love Gabby. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. I'm just, I feel bad I had to get so public. I was just trying to be loud. So this is, try to make her calm down and be like, look, everyone's watching. And like, stop this.
Just think tight for me. I got a quick question for you, Ryan. Sure. Do you take any medications or anything like that? You don't take any medications or anything like that? Okay. Are you normally this kind of like hyper?
Do I see my heart rate up whenever the lights flash on? It gets your heart rate up. If I see my...
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one that it gets me going a little bit.
You probably
too,
could say, hey buddy, whenever somebody walks up.
So, okay. Yeah, do you know if she takes any?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. No, none that I know of.
All right. Real fast, can I get your first name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, how do you spell that?
R-I-E-L-L.
And your last name?
B-E-T.
B-E-T?
P as in Peter.
Oh, P.
And E-T-I-C.
I-C-O. You guys both live in Florida, right? Or that's where you guys come from?
My license is Florida right now, but I'm from Florida.
But that's where you have it out of currently. That's a 29. I need a 29 by name and date of birth. First name, Gabrielle. Golf, Alpha, Bravo, Romeo, India, Echo, Lima, Echo. Last name, Petito. Papa, Echo, Tango, India, Charlie, Oscar. We're just kind of hanging tight for a minute. All right.
Where does he live?
Georgia.
Florida. Florida was our last place. Still get down there.
How long have you been on this trip?
4 to 5 months out. You're up to 5.
What was the determinants? What was the thing that was tripping? Moving to a new place?
We're going to Portland. Her grandmother's best friend lives in Portland. We stayed with 2 years ago. We did a blood cross-country trip, which we loved. We did a Nissan Sentra, like a tiny little car. So I was like, let's do it better. Let's get a big van. Not a big, it's a tiny van compared to all the big. But I so let's try and do it a little better. And it's been great so far, for sure. But you were going over to Portland, and I don't know if you're more familiar with it, but wolfing, have you ever heard of that? WWOOFING. It's called, you got it.
I'm from California originally.
Oh, yeah?
So, and part of my job, I dealt with employees that were from all across the United States, and Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, everything you can think of on your level western. I know most of them.
It's worldwide opportunities on organic farms, so it's like a volunteer work away type of situation where you can work on organic farms. So that's our goal once we get over to Washington. You know, we'll do that from Washington, then down to Oregon, and down to California. So that's close to that. What part of California is that?
I'm from a town just outside Sequoia National Park. If you're going to be going through there,
we'll get good in the way of outdoors.
Go ahead. But no, it wasn't too bad at all.
So I just phone with one of the two witnesses, and I reported it. You want me to tell you what he said?
Yeah, real quick.
Do you mind hanging with him for a minute? So,
do it for both of us.
So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk, so that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. She's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she would have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her as far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I've watched, this is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my wheels at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, when he hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both. I mean, usually the truth is somewhere between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, fortunately for her, we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male on female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them. And then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect.
Yeah.
And then we have to let him know the only way to drop it is to go into the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today?
Too late.
Thursday? So it won't be till tomorrow. I know they're till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together.
Well, this is really bad news, so let's talk to him first. This is Brian?
Yeah.
Did you ask him yet to take pictures of him? Yeah?
No, I haven't done any of that yet.
Brian, unfortunately in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under Class A, it's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can. But there's a few things I can't. When I say I, please, I'm not in charge of everything. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statutes for domestic partners. And you do have injury, and both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and that you just received injuries. You haven't admitted to striking her. She has not admitted to striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault. That even if you didn't want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. The best thing we can do to not, the law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay? But it also says we have to separate through a no contact order, and we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And the little problem here is you guys are on Florida living in bed together. How are we supposed to separate her? Now, I don't want to take this small 20, what is she? 22-year-old female in jail that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. Or we got to treat it the same. Yeah, no. So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she could not go to jail and be separated, do you have friends in town? Somewhere she could stay? Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can go to jail? You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to, you could get with her again tomorrow. I'm going to take your break in. If you wanted to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so office is closed, so you can go to the police department, fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together, which is going to have a court date online. In a week or two, she's going to have to show up for a court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision.
I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. It's the most probable. I'm sorry that I had to get so public. So I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of this. So there's an online court date.
Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. First, it's just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. First, do you understand the charges that's been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no, the answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak to the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, I see the 110 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy, and we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this, but the cops have to call the statute. How, where, in the interest of you, of justice for you, the victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away and she be hurt somehow. And that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. You don't have to. So if you're out of town, here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into a court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we're a team. Me and her and her team. I'm sorry about all this. I apologize again. But so she's got her online court date. Just acknowledge that she's her, and then she's got the one for the.
Well, there's automatically right now there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
from this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Mon City Police Department.
I got all the paperwork.
And you have to ask them to give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, no contact order. The no contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle. And until you drop that, or until a court date, if you don't drop it, it's the same effect until midnight on day 4. And then that gives you time to get protection. Protective order, a long-term one, if you feel like you need that. It sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go in the police department, you can sign the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. And you can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, be separate from you, then where are we supposed to
I can't talk to her now because it's separation, right?
Yeah.
So tell me this: do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over to whatever hotel you guys is choosing.
Pick her up there tomorrow if you
And
want
you-
to know what
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up quite literally within minutes.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that you can stay with.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that.
Man, I sure hate to. I don't want her to go to jail.
Well, if she goes to jail, it's like that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel, right? If you get a citation.
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're gonna book her. They'll take her fingerprints. It's gonna go on her criminal history, and then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed. It'll show up in her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. If she was found guilty, it'll show up that she was guilty of domestic assault. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets the expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's still going to show up. There's no way around a Class A. Or is this Class B?
This is Class B.
But they do require a fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The other part is if you contact her or she contacts you, she could be charged with a Class A.
Well,
which is a little bit different, but it doesn't help us.
if you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she can get a new charge for violating the contact order. No contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out and you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So you need to be interested. That all make sense?
No, I'm getting it all.
It's a lot, really quickly.
No, I'm getting it all. I'm just trying to figure out a way.
You don't know anyone in town? You guys been around long?
No, I don't know anyone in town. If she went...
I don't think CK will take her if she's the aggressor.
No.
There's a women's shelter.
I'm curious.
You can find out. Say, hey, she'll have where to go.
If you did the citation, she, like say she drove off in she could drive off in this car.
We could give you a ride somewhere.
Then I got my backpack. Sucks for you.
I got my backpack. You can spend the night. You want to drive me to Delicate Art?
Does she have a good driver's license?
She's here. Yeah, she does drive license. Yeah.
Trust her with your vehicle.
Yeah, she can.
Well, then you'd kind of be homeless for the night.
And man, I can't talk to her at all. Well, and I've got to do the thing, so I can't go camping.
We can tell her what it is that she needs to do to get through all this, and then let her know what your plan is.
Here's the problem, though. If we take you up to Delicate Arch, you're going to be hoofing it from Delicate Arch all the way down to Moab Center Street, so that you can fill out that paperwork. Because if you're not there by noon tomorrow, you're going to be looking at Monday morning.
It's early on Friday when it happens.
Yeah. You'd be looking at Monday morning before you could actually see her again.
And again, we're not trying to make your life hard. This is written in statute. There's nothing
a lot of
about it. It's designed to protect victims of domestic assault. Not everybody's the same. This is different than normal, but we have to treat everything the same. That's how it is.
You can't afford a hotel?
No. Very little money we have for sure.
You want me to? I'll call CK then.
See if CK will take it for the night.
I'll see if they'll take either one of them, because then we can figure it out.
This is the women's shelter.
Me? Oh.
Actually, CK will take him as a victim of domestic assault. CK will take him, and they'll help you tomorrow.
And you're like a block and a half away from the PK.
Let's see if CK will take him, because they actually they didn't take a guy, but they got a hotel for a guy last time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
CK might get you a hotel. Now, what she does...
I might be sleeping outside in the sleeping bag.
No,
we don't
we don't
want
that.
I'm just saying...
I think CK will get you a hotel. If you want her to have the van, we don't care. It's up to you. But... it doesn't look like that.
Yes, this is Officer Robbins with Moab City Police Department. How you doing this afternoon? Oh, not too bad, not too bad. So I just did a domestic, and the male is going to be our victim. Is there any way that you can help us set him up with a place to stay tonight? Okay. 1099, yeah. Yes, please. Thank you. Well. Alright. So, the after hours guy isn't there at their office right now. He's going to run from his house over there, and we're going to get you all lined up. Don't worry about it. This is the phone call that they wait on. So don't feel like you are making anybody do anything extra. So, we're trying to make this as easy as possible. I'm not wanting to take her and book her or anything like that.
No, I really, really appreciate it.
And I know how rough this stuff can be. Like I said, I've been married for 5.5 years. You know, believe me, if I were to say that me and my wife haven't had our share of spouts, I'd be lying to you. She lives with anxiety. I I live with a woman.
No, both
who
of
has
us are
anxiety.
really.
I know. Her anxiety elevates my
Yours.
anxiety, and sometimes it
That's
just.
why I'm like, I
sometimes
gotta walk away, I gotta breathe, and then it backfires even then, you know. But
I'm not going to try to sit here and give you life
No,
advice.
yeah.
You've been on this earth almost as long as what I have. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to really make a difference. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry that this has happened. I'm sorry that it went to this extent.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Could I get my key and make like a little bag? If you can grab me something?
Yeah.
Is that alright?
Would you mind watching for me? Yeah. Yeah, just if you don't mind doing it from over here, we don't want you to get hit in the road.
Okay.
So.
Witnesses say were positive, like a slap. And you say you slapped him and we're guessing the first. I don't have anyone saying he actually punched you aggressively. It sounds like he was shoving in a manner that was probably more consistent with trying to prevent you from moving the van or to get space from you, not to assail you. That makes sense. So, if the tables were turned and he was beating on you and you were shoving him, of course we're going to look at it like, oh, of course he's defending himself. We're kind of looking at the same way with him. We have to treat both very differently, the bigger male and your small female. The law doesn't say, hey, Officer Crown, Officer Robbins, you can treat people different based on gender under the same you can. Even if it makes no sense, you probably could not physically destroy this man with the heart of the arm.
This is Officer Robbins. Hey, how's it going? That's fine. I'm still going to be here for a few minutes dealing with this, so we have almost as much time as you need. So, his name's going to be Brian, B-R-I-A-N. Last name Laundrie is L-A-U-N-D-R-I-E. In Laundrie? Yeah, well, it's not Y, it's I-E at the end. Yes. So they were at Moonflower, the organic grocery store down the street from you guys, and they got into a heated argument. Both of them were saying it was over petty stuff. He told her to take a walk so that she could cool off. She refused, broke into the car after he locked her out of it. She started trying to slap and scratch him. He pushed her away. They both got in the vehicle and took off, and I found them out here next to him. Well, we are charging her with domestic assault. So there's going to be a protection order set in place between the two of them until he's able to get over to the PD tomorrow, because he doesn't want to pursue it, but I don't have a choice in this, as I'm sure you are well aware. So he's going to be wanting to go over to the PD first thing tomorrow morning once they open up to get the protective order removed. But that doesn't fix tonight. Sorry about that, go ahead. Yes, they both have Florida licenses. Of course. Well, the other part of it is we don't think it's very likely, but with her as the suspect in this, would you be able to put her up for the night? I had to make sure I at least asked. It's better safe than sorry. So I didn't know if that would make your life any easier or any tougher on it. So. Awesome. And if it's easier for you to just send me a text with a location, that works just as fine too. Alrighty, sounds like a plan. Thank you. What did you say your name was again? Pete or Philip? Phil. Okay. Alrighty, Phil. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, Brian. Can I take 2 minutes of your time real quick back here? So, because there was an assault that took place and you were obviously showing signs of the strikes, do you mind if I take pictures of the injuries that you sustained? I know it's not super severe. I mean, you want me to call, I can call the EMS if you want me to. You don't seem like you want to go that far.
If you don't take a photo, you can take a photo.
Yeah, I need to take pictures for my evidence because otherwise it's going to be your say, her say, my say, and the court's going, so I have to do this part of it, alright? So it's just going to be a couple of pictures.
Is your phone?
It's like your phone. Do not ask
Yeah,
where it is
yeah,
without going for it. Where is it?
just hang it. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me if you don't mind me grabbing it.
I can grab it because it's in a spot.
Why don't I go with you? Where are we going in the car? First.
Right face, neck. One of his ring fingers, I think, has got a scratch on it. And then you saw earlier.
Yeah, I saw the rings. Well, I was trying to build some consistency between the stories. Oh, sure. And then let me see your hand. Is that? Yeah, let me get that one. That right there. That works.
Could have been a pot, or could have been a...
I know you said this is from a wire, but I'm going to take a picture of it just in case, and I'll document that you're saying that's from a wire, not from her. It's just I want to document everything, you know. And then your right arm. Do you have anything on the other arm, on your back, chest, anything like that? Let me get your neck real quick as well. You want to kind of tilt your head off to the right and look up?
This way?
And then look up. There you go.
I don't know.
And then this is just for precaution. Do you mind lifting your shirt for me? We can go back here if you want some privacy. I want to, like I said, I want to do a very thorough job. I want to make sure that you don't have any additional injuries you don't even know about.
I don't know how hot. I'm good.
You mind here, put your collar down for me a little bit? On the other side? There it is. So, I talked to my contact over there at ZKD. The people that can help with hotel rooms and stuff like that are out of the office. I'm just playing phone tag with a couple people trying to get it all lined up because certain people have access to the corporate card, he doesn't. So, we're trying to get everything lined up. This is going to take us a few minutes to get that lined up, get her cited and stuff like that. Like I said, we're going to be handing her a piece of paper that has a court summons, date, stuff like that, and she'll be able to give you all that information once you're done with that. Okay? So, you want to hang tight? Well, yeah. You want to go ahead and finish getting your stuff with this fine gentleman here?
She's got her cell phone. She's called her parents just to feel better. She doesn't want to not be with him tonight.
There's no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
So
parents, nobody's calling supervisor, at least that's what he said.
Right. Right. She went to smack him. Well, he's got a swollen right eye, scratches, so we gotta go find the tent. Was it intent and attempt, or intent or attempt?
My attempt to get past the
Right.
You go ask her what your intention is. She says, is that what you were attempting to do? It says right here, it's an attempt.
Right.
You attempted to cause her pain or attempt. What is the answer to that question? But the only way you know what her intent, what she's attempting to do is by asking her.
Right.
Fill it up right. Gabby, this is a very, very important question. How you answer this question is going to determine what happens next. But the only person who can answer this question is you. Think very hard before you answer the question. Do not quickly answer. Think very hard. When you slapped him those times, were you attempting to cause him physical pain or physical impairment? Was that what you were attempting to do? What were you attempting to do? What was the reason behind the slapping and stuff? What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
I was trying to get him to stop telling me something.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like she attempted to injure him. It's your call. This is 100% your call. I support you either way.
I'll let you get back to your parents, okay?
Okay.
She openly admitted to me earlier that she was striking him in the arm. Or he said that she was striking him in the arm. He said she was, and that's what caused him to hit the curb. She said that she got hurt. I might have these two mixed up, probably.
No, she said that too, but she started distracting him by hitting him. And then he probably looked at her, and that's why the mark found the window side. And she said it was her fault because she was distracting him by hitting him. But she said she didn't try to hurt him, it wasn't malicious. She thought that he wasn't listening to her.
So assault is an attempt with unlawful force or violence to do bodily injury to another. The code for bodily injury, the definition says, bodily injury is infliction of pain or physical
So you can go. Now I'm recording, and society and the judges and everyone can judge me for this. I am looking at a 110-pound female and her fiance who have no means to be separated. He doesn't want to pursue it. She's not a threat to him, more than slight abrasions from her fingernails. I don't care if we use the actual letter of the law to not charge, but I also don't care because it literally does possibly make perfect sense to go full-on domestic assault and do the whole thing. This is your opportunity to make the decision. Let's. Go ahead. I better go on that. You got this?
I'm making this decision. I'm going to cite him. I'm going to go alter the procedure.
Would you feel more comfortable handling that guy?
Yeah.
Go handle that guy.
Go handle that guy? Okay.
If you're more comfortable.
Well, it's 6 one way, half dozen the other.
It's up to you.
I mean, it's a headache whether I go left or it's a headache whether I go right.
Another option is to not charge them but separate them for the night. If they find themselves together again, what is it to you? You separated them. You provided for his safety. If he doesn't have enough sense to stay away and you got him separated, it's on him.
You can't babysit my life. That's not what I do. So it's up to them. I got one.
You can separate him and say, don't let this go off till tomorrow. If they don't let it go off and we hear about it, we'll hear about it.
We're camping in the park tonight. We'll let you know.
And if there's some fighting going on, he already was Mr. Nice Guy. You already gave him a chance. What you can't do, by law, is separate someone and say, if we hear from him again, we're going to arrest them. Because then if one of them really needs help, they may not call police and get help. The law says you cannot, literally, you may not say, if we get more problems with you guys tonight, one of you is going to, you can't threaten like that. It's true because it stops them from wanting to call the police to get help. Does that make sense? Right. So, go full or nothing or in between and separate them and kind of give them the nod, the wink, like, hey, just stay separate. It's up to you. I'm going to go handle that. You got very capable help with you here, and I trust you.
I will. Alrighty, man. So we're still going to be going through. I do need some things from you, though. Do you mind if I get a picture of your driver's license?
Yeah, of course. I was thinking it was in the car stuff. This is me. I know this man has hair.
You said that this is still your mailing address, right? Mm-hmm. Still right away. Alright, and then... Brian, what is the call number?
Awesome, thank you guys for helping us.
Oh yeah, no problem. Have a good day. My phone number? Yeah.
Alright, there we are. Can I get your phone number? Do you have any problems with me taking a picture of it? I have to have IDs and stuff like that for my investigation. Here. So, this is what I'm going to do. I've decided I am not going to cite you for domestic violence battery, okay? It was only going to be a Class B misdemeanor. However, the domestic violence portion of it enhances it. Makes life a major pain in the butt, especially you're 22, right? So I'm choosing not to cite you today. So you are not going to be charged with it. Alright? But this is what I do have to do. I am separating the two of you tonight. Okay? I want you guys both to be tonight away from each other, relax, breathe, crying, because there's no reason to be crying now, okay? I understand that this can feel like it's a nightmare, but you're coming out as the golden flower on top of it, okay? So, you're going to be taking the van tonight, and you're going to go somewhere else. I am going to get him lined up for the hotel room tonight. I want you guys to stay away from each other. For both of you guys the same. From what you told me and what he told me, you guys have a bunch of little things that are building up, and finally the little string that you guys were tight walking on the road tonight. Does that sound about right? So, I just want everybody to breathe, get a chance away from each other, go eat a meal, talk to your parents, whatever it is you gotta do.
In here?
Just told me something. So, like I said, that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Hold on. This is Officer Robbins. Oh. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Is this your cell phone that I called? Okay. Okay. Well, go ahead and save my number into that phone, and I'll save your number, or this number, into my phone. That way I can contact the on duty after hours person. So, because I literally had to Google it. So, perfect. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate your time. Go ahead. Alright. So, I've got him a hotel room tonight. So, here in just a minute, I have to keep you guys separated. For right now, don't contact each other, don't wave at him, okay? Do you want me to say anything to him? Because I can do that for you. You want me to let him know that you love him and that you'll see him tomorrow and stuff like that? I can do that
Make
for you.
sure he doesn't forget a phone charger. Definitely there.
Oh, he's bad about that too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure that he has a phone charger with him, okay? And if I have anything else, please keep your cell phone on so I can call you if I have any questions, alright?
Okay.
Alright, so just kind of sit tight for me real fast and I'm going to talk to Brian. Alright, Brian, a couple things.
Couple things?
One, I got your hotel room tonight.
Thank you. It's
Alright.
raining outside.
So,
I like the outside.
Number two, and this is probably the biggest one. She claims that she did not have intent to hurt you when she was slapping at you. So technically speaking, it does not fit the letter of the code. So I am not going to be charging her with DV.
Domestic violence.
Exactly. So, this is what I am going to do, however. I'm not going to release you guys together. I want you guys to stay away from each other tonight, okay? She's agreed to it. Take some time to yourselves. You guys both have the exact same story as to what led up to the incident. So, taking some time tonight, specifically, taking tonight away from each other is going to be the major breaker in all of this. I think that'll help you guys, especially tomorrow when you guys meet up. So she does have a couple of messages for you. One, she says she loves you. She's looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Two, don't forget a cell phone charger.
Yeah, good. He watched me fumble around the entire 3 laps around the car to find one.
Did you find one?
Find one.
Okay. The other thing is I don't want you guys to contact each other.
No,
okay. Unless
when he said that she gonna text me or whatever, I was gonna send her a message and say, please don't message me because I love you. But
tonight,
don't do anything. Yeah. And I'm with
she's passing on her love and saying goodnight and stuff like that. All that and stuff that I do to my wife too. Okay. So
I appreciate it coming from you.
Just so don't. Just try to not contact each other unless, like I said, earth shattering, something happens, you guys have to jump in the car right now and drive back to Florida because something happened to parents. That kind of circumstance. There you go. Exactly. Other than that, just have a meal by yourself, catch your breath. You're going to be in a hotel room watching TV. It's probably been a few months since you actually got to sit down, relax, it's American Ocean, and watch TV. So take some time for you guys. Yeah, take a shower, man. You got to change your clothes. You got some chonies in there, right? All right, good. Because they're going to have everything that you need, shipping condition, all that good stuff. All right. Her main concern is make sure that you have cell phone charger so you guys can get tomorrow. Okay?
I really appreciate it.
So I am going to walk her over here to the car. Okay? And if you'll just go stand over here in front of his pickup real quick, we'll get her out of here and I'll be right over here. All righty? Get her right here. Absolutely. Alrighty, Gabrielle, you want to step out for me? As you can see, I have keys in my hand, which is good, okay? So, something that I do, that I emphasize to him, and I don't know if I emphasize to you or not, don't text each other tonight. He wants to pass on the same message you passed to him. He's really looking forward to talking to you again, but I told him, and you, unless there's earth-shattering emergency news, don't text tonight, okay? Even with the good nights, I love you. He's saying good night now. He's saying he loves you now, and you guys can talk tomorrow morning, okay? He's going to go to the hotel. I'm going to give you the keys to the van. I'm going to let you go home. Alrighty? So, here's that. I'm giving him a ride over to the hotel, okay? So, everything's going to be okay.
Will it be a far drive for me to get him in the morning? I'm just curious.
I'm not going to tell you where he's going to be at tonight. Like I said, I want you guys to be separated. But I can tell you this.
I just don't usually drive the van, so I just want to make sure it's not like far away.
No. It's it's basically from here to Moonflower. Okay. It's not far at all. So let's get you in the van. Let's get you on your way. Alrighty. You want that Gatorade, by the way?
Okay.
You got enough water? Also, something I want you to know. Here, stand over here real fast for me. If you go over to City Market, they have a list of places where you can get yourself a shower for like $4 or $5, something like that. They're pretty cheap. A place where you can shower, decompress, de-stress a little bit. Alrighty?
Yeah, I just showered yesterday at one of those.
Well, you didn't have today happen yesterday, so it does my wife wonders. So when she gets stressed out, it's like, get in the shower. Come on, just get in the shower.
Really relaxing.
Go take a shower, relax, take some time to yourself, and like I said, don't text each other tonight. Text each other tomorrow morning after your eyes open up and you're fully awake, had your coffee or your morning routine, okay? All right, Jessica. You have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
I got the ladder, I get the bottom of it, it's just the rattle of the metal stuff. It's just a pump up.
You ready for a ride? My door's open. Just climb in the back seat for me. Yeah, you can put your backpack back there too. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sorry about that approach. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
It's all right. It was an interesting bullet. So thanks, Daniel. Daniel, by the way, if I didn't formally introduce myself, I'm Daniel. I'm 229. So if you hear that, you know who you're talking about. 223, Brian. See, I hear you guys all the time. This is too much. So
What's your first name?
nice meeting you guys. We'll see ya. What's that? You like it?
I was wondering if you get to play your own personal music in the
Heck yeah, dude. I got my own phone hooked up to this thing.
You just jam it all day.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's not too hard to go a few hours without having anything interesting happen or anything to get the old blood pumping real good, you know what I mean? So.
I stuck my hand up because I didn't want to scare you when you pulled over.
Oh, no, you're. That wasn't a traditional stop, to say the least. So, don't feel bad. SO2T9. Didn't already know. She did want to pass on her good nights and loves yous and stuff like that, okay? And she understands that I didn't tell her where you're staying because, like I said, I'm trying to keep you guys away from each other for tonight.
Where did you say I was going?
Say that again?
Where did you say I was going?
I just told her that you were going to a hotel. Okay? So, like I said, it's my request. Not legally obligated to hold to it, but I want you guys to take some time away from each other because it will make world of difference. Oh, you're not in any trouble? You got handcuffs on? I didn't tell you that I'm taking you to the jail. No, I told you I'm taking you to the hotel. So, like I said, my main concern, I told her to go take a shower like I told you to, because she seems a lot like my wife. And things that really works for my wife is when she gets stressed out to go take a long hot shower. So I gave her a place to go where she can get a hotel room, or not a hotel room, but get a shower tonight for like $4 or $5, really cheap. So, no problem.
They do work on her too.
Well, I've got quite a few. Like I said, my wife has really, really bad anxiety, and she takes medication for it daily, and sometimes it's just not enough. Sometimes it builds up and it happens. I mean,
I think you definitely my doctor told me that I prescribed the medication, but I don't. I felt like if I took the medication, I'd like put myself off balance, and then I'd be more anxious. That's why she's part of my anxiety.
well, I will say this. When my wife got put on the medication, within a week, I saw a complete turnaround in her attitude, her demeanor. I mean, she wasn't nearly as aggressive or angry or anything like that. It was a considerable difference in her day-to-day life. It made her quality of life better even. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying.
And it's made my quality of life a lot better too, because I don't have her being as stressed. I know that 5.5 years of marriage, I know it's not very long, but at the same time, you learn a lot in the first 5 years. How long you guys been together?
I would say, well, we've known each other since the start of high school. But in a relationship, it's been 3 years.
Wow.
A little while. So definitely the 5 months of traveling together. It's been like a dream, but we're also like right on top of each other.
I used to drive a truck.
What's that?
I used to be a commercial motor vehicle driver, you know, the big trucks.
Oh,
And I took my wife with me, and we would easily spend a couple months on end without going home or anything like that, being cooped up in a little 8x8 cage is what I called it, because you didn't have any time to yourself, so to speak. You didn't have time to, you know, you're going through Arizona, you can't just turn off the road and go see the Grand Canyon or anything like that. So,
whatever you do too, it's you and the other person, something like I'm trying to paint or something, or I'm making myself a snack. It's like, you know.
well, that was one of the major advantages of having her with me, was I could say, hey, I'm hungry, can you get me something to eat? She was able, because I was driving and she wasn't, she was able to go back, get into the cooler, make us lunch or whatever, you know. So, there was that as an advantage.
If you ever think that it's better to do this before I always go, I think you're wrong. I think it's not better. It makes life easier.
Yeah. I've lived here, I'm just shy of 2 years living out here, but my grandfather's lived out here for like 40. So I've been through here a couple of times. But, you know, growing up in California, have you ever been there?
Yeah. 2 years ago, we did a cross-country trip, and
I love driving the one. I absolutely love it. But
we're really looking forward to getting back there. And it's beautiful here, but the desert's definitely different than before. It's coming from like New York and being on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
It's all trees and waterfalls and rivers, and you come here and it's going.
Well, if you hit if you take the 80 across to get into California, takes you up over Donner Pass and into Sacramento. It's not any different at all. But you said you're going to be going up to Oregon to see her grandmother or her grandmother's friend. So you'll probably be coming down the 5. You won't be able to tell the difference between California and Oregon up there. Except for the fact that there's going to be a sign that says "Welcome to California." But at the same time, since you're going to be coming from the east side of Oregon, you're going to be driving through Oregon and going, there's no difference between Utah. It's actually desert in the southeast corner of Oregon. It's a lot of high desert atmosphere like what this is. It's not the Red Rock or anything like that, but it's just, there's nothing out there for 120 miles, it seems like.
What was your favorite part of like growing up? I mean like parks, like just because I'm such a big hiker.
Parks?
Like a hiker growing up?
Look, if you don't hit Sequoia National Park while you're in California, you are doing yourself a disservice. If you don't go and see Yosemite while you're in California, you're doing yourself a
Yosemite, I regret not being there long. We stayed there for 3 nights. And
it's like coming to Utah. You come here with
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That's really weird. We've had a ton of audio issues during this, but there's been something going on with StreamYard the last 3 days. It's really weird. I've seen it literally now 3 days in a row where people just literally lose their audio. My apologies. What I'm showing to you guys right now is this is footage of a search that is currently ongoing for Brian Laundrie, the man who you all just seen the video, right? In regards to this interaction that happened in Moab, Utah, when they were, essentially they had this, whatever you want to call it, scuffle, whatever. But Gabby almost went to jail. Not Brian, but Gabby. Now, let's keep going down this timeline. Let's keep going down this timeline. So that happened, okay? And actually, let me bring my timeline back up here while you guys are looking at this news here. Hold on a sec.
If you would fly around aimlessly, it would take you a while to find. So a grid search, basically, if you put a piece of graph paper over this whole land and you basically fly up,
okay, now listen to this. So August 13 comes. Now the altercation in Moab City with the officers, that was August 12th, okay? Then August 13 happens. Double murder victims seen alive for the last time. Authorities are looking for a possible connection between Gabby Petito's disappearance and the unsolved slaying of 2 women who were fatally shot at a campsite near Moab. Newlyweds Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte were last seen alive in Moab on August the 13th, the day after Gabby Petito's police incident. Okay? Now, August 18th, Turner and Schulte are found dead. The bodies of the newlyweds were found at a nearby campsite on August the 18th, and both had suffered gunshot wounds. Schulte, who was 24, and Turner, who was 38, had told friends that they feared a creepy man they had seen nearby might harm them. Quote, "They're looking into that potential connection," said Joshua Taylor, the public information officer for Northport Police. Quote, "I have not heard of any information that links these 2 cases together. I understand the timing is suspicious. You never know. I'm not going to say we've ruled it out." So basically what they're saying is there's a huge possibility that Brian Laundrie is a person of interest in the murders of Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner, who were found fatally shot to death in Moab, Utah, the same place where we just watched that body cam footage of this incident between him and Gabby. Now, August 25th. This is the last day that we know anything about Gabby Petito's whereabouts. Now, according to a verified GoFundMe page that was set up to raise money and aid in the search for Petito, she was, quote, last known to be in Grand Teton, Wyoming on August 25th, heading towards Yellowstone National Park. Petito's stepfather, Jim Schmidt, told CNN that the young woman communicated regularly with her mom and family. Quote, "She would go off the grid doing her van life stuff, exploring these different areas. So it wasn't uncommon for her to go off for a few days at a time, but she'd always make her way back to some place where she could get onto a Wi-Fi connection, upload to her Instagram, make phone calls, FaceTime." And we know that's true because there's been a lot of videos that have surfaced of them, on their trip. Now, someone who's been traveling and contacting family and then all of a sudden goes dark, that's obviously odd, says Josh Taylor, a spokesperson for the Northport, Florida Police Department. Now, on August 30th, this was the last communication with Gabby's family. Petito's mother, Nicole Schmidt, said the last text she received from her daughter came on August the 30th. Her family says they do not believe that message was sent by Gabby. One of the main reasons why they say that is because in that message they said they were at, I believe it was Yellowstone, and it was like 800 miles from where Gabby told her family she was going to. Now, September 1st, Brian Laundrie returns to Northport. So Brian Laundrie then returns to his Northport home that he shared with Gabby and his parents on September the 1st. Police said he drove Gabby's van home, and Gabby was not with him. September 11th, Gabby's family reports Gabby missing. Her family reports her missing to the Suffolk County Police Department in New York at approximately 6:55 p.m. Why didn't Brian report her missing? You mean to tell me that he arrives home on September the 1st and the police report gets filed September 11th by her family, not him? He didn't even report her missing. When police in Florida knocked on his door, his parents handed them a lawyer's phone number. Yeah, he's already lawyered up. He went home to Mama and Daddy and told Mama he was in some trouble. And Mama and Daddy, they helped him get a lawyer. And now he's lawyered up. And it hasn't said a single solitary word when police knocked on his door to ask about Gabby, since he was the last person known to have been with her. His parents handed them a lawyer's phone number. Quote, "We don't know what Brian knows. That's the bottom line. We are hopeful to talk to him. He needs to talk to us. We need to know exactly where he was, where she was, their last locations, and the fact he was back here for 10 days. And again, the family is who reported her missing. Their van was processed for evidence, and Taylor said there were some materials that will be investigated further. On September 15th, Brian Laundrie was named an official person of interest. Just this past Wednesday. Northport police say he's hindering the investigation into her disappearance. Brian Laundrie has not made himself available to be interviewed by investigators or provided any details. His attorney issued the following statement on behalf of his client addressing Laundrie's silence. Quote, "Many people are wondering why Mr. Laundrie would not make a statement or speak with law enforcement in the face of Ms. Petito's absence. In my experience, intimate partners are often the first person law enforcement focuses their attention on in cases like this, and the warning that any statement made will be used against you is true, regardless of whether my client had anything to do with Mrs. Petito's disappearance. As such, on the advice of counsel, Mr. Laundrie," and by the way, he spelled his name wrong, his own lawyer. Yeah, his lawyer said Mr. Laundrie, but it's Laundrie, "is not speaking on the matter. I have been informed that the Northport, Florida police have named Brian Laundrie as a person of interest in this matter. This formality has not really changed the circumstances of Mr. Laundrie being the focus and attention of law enforcement, and Mr. Laundrie will continue to remain silent on the advice of counsel." September 16th comes along. September 16th comes along. You should hear me, babe. Okay. All right, so here comes September 16th. Police in Northport held a news conference during which Gabby Petito's father begged for her safe return. We seen that when we first started the video, right? And for Laundrie to speak up and to stop hindering the investigation. Later, The Petito Schmidt family attorney, Richard Stafford, read aloud a letter to Laundrie's parents pleading for their son to speak to them about Gabby's disappearance. September 17th, Brian Laundrie's sister goes on Good Morning America. Hours after the family of 22-year-old Gabby Petito issued a statement to the family of her fiance begging for information in her disappearance, Brian Laundrie's sister, Cassie, broke her silence in an exclusive interview with Good Morning America. Can y'all believe this? Hold on, I'm about to show you the interview. It's unfreaking believable. Disgusting. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I accidentally kicked myself out. You gotta love having, technical issues. But let me share this out here. When Brian's sister decided to go on to Good Morning America, it just like disgusting, just absolutely disgusting. All right, let me rewind this back. This big, fat. Okay, let me be nice. Let me refresh this. Let me be nice. Okay, give me some volume here, please. Give me some volume. Oh, of course, we get a 30-second commercial. I mean, that's the one thing I really do hate about websites and stuff, like news sites. They always put like the longest commercials on the videos people want to see the most. Like, when people are missing, crazy crime stories. Man, when I tell y'all there's money in this, there's big money in being a crime blogger.
That is raising questions and raising eyebrows in the case of a missing young woman from Long Island. Gabby Petito, on a cross-country trip with her boyfriend, disappeared last month. The fiance and his parents are clamming up, but his sister is speaking to cops and the FBI and speaking out in an interview with ABC News. Long Island reporter Kristen Thorne live in the Suffolk County hamlet of East Islip with the story and details. Kristen.
Bill, the last time we were able to speak on camera with Brian Laundrie's attorney here in East Islip was 2 days ago. We have not been able to speak with him since. Police say at this point they do not believe that there is any criminality involved in Gabby Petito's disappearance. And Cassie Laundrie, who we spoke exclusively with here at ABC, says she has told police everything she knows. In an exclusive interview with ABC, Cassie Laundrie says she hasn't spoken to her brother since he returned to their parents' home in Florida.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
Laundrie says she's told police everything she knows about her brother, Brian Laundrie, and his fiancée, Gabby Petito, and their cross-country road trip.
I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information or I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
Petito's father says he isn't sure Cassie Laundrie is being fully transparent, given the fact that her parents and her brother haven't said one word to police.
I'm hoping that the pleas and the begging and the community and the, entire damn planet knock some sense into her, where she's like, I gotta speak.
Police in Northport, Florida, where the Suffolk County natives had been living with Laundrie's parents, are continuing to put pressure on the Laundrie family today by doing more media appearances. But the family doesn't seem to be budging. Neither does Brian Laundrie, who is in a known location to investigators in Florida. Police say they're still processing whatever they found in the couple's camper van. Laundrie and the van were in Florida for more than a week before anyone even knew Petito was missing.
We've been able to definitely get some material out of that van. We are certainly not at the point of revealing some of that was.
Cassie Laundrie told ABC it was not uncommon for her brother and Petito to fight. Yesterday, police in Utah released body cam video of their response to a 911 call for an argument between the two near Arches National Park in Moab.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm just crying. We've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
Laundrie had scratches all over his upper body. Petito was determined to be the primary aggressor. Cassie Laundrie says in her mind, none of that matters.
Me and my family want Gabby to be found safe. She's like a sister, and my children love her. And all I want is for her to come home safe and sound, and this to be just a big misunderstanding.
Petito is believed to be missing in Wyoming.
So yeah, it's crazy, right? She provided no credibility. I think if anything, she made it worse.
Obviously, me and my family want Gabby to be found safe. She's like a sister, and my children love her. And all I want is for her to come home safe and sound, and this to be just a big misunderstanding.
And how close have you guys all been over the years?
For the last 2 years, Gabby's been in our life, and she's been nice and fun, and we've had a great time. My kids absolutely adore her.
And when you just heard the news, just in general, like that she's missing and that your brother's back here,
I don't understand as much as everybody else. I'm learning everything from the news too. Yes, I talked to the police the second they called. I called them right back. We were in Orlando on vacation with my kids at Disney, and we came back to this. I hope she's safe and good and just out there unaware and safe. No, I didn't
I
find
think
anything
she's in
peculiar
La
other
La
than it was
Land.
just a regular couple
I don't think
spat
she.
gone wrong.
Oh, rather, couple
Yeah,
spat
they
gone
were talking
wrong.
about it for a while, and they loved to travel. They sent us postcards along the way. They really kept in touch with the kids through video chat and their phones, and showed them all the sites, because my boys love to travel too, so they love all the Utah sites and everything they've been sending. Yeah, I mean, what I've seen a lot of people saying in YouTube videos is it was from their first trip and their like current trip. They mushed it together as one thing to just start their first leg of travel. Other than FaceTime, yeah. The day before they left, they came over and helped me with the kids because I had pest control coming in. And
Did they talk to like family regularly on the trip?
Yeah.
So everything.
That I haven't been able to talk to him.
That's interesting.
I wish I could talk to him.
you just didn't want to say anything then.
I know that it's all because the lawyer's advising them not to say anything.
That is interesting, ain't it?
I've cooperated
She hasn't
every
talked to him.
way that I can. I wish I had information, or I would give more. This is all I have. I gave to the police.
Have you talked to Gabby's family?
No one's reached out to me, and I don't know if it's appropriate for me to reach out to them with everything going on.
What would you say to her family, just so they know that you're...
Oh, we want her back safe too. Like, it's obvious. She's great. She's cute. She loves my kids. They get along together.
And just as a mom yourself, you probably can't even imagine what...
No. That's what, obviously, the big thing is, as a parent, you want to protect your kids. He always does the right thing, like in the body cam. He cooperates with the police, and he's wonderful uncle. He's always been there when I need him. He's been there every time Gabby's needed him. It looked typical of both of them. Whenever they'd fight, they would take a little break and come back and be fine, because that's what you do in a couple. I mean,
They were in the mountains together.
I don't think so. Obviously we want her back just as bad as everybody else. I wish I could help and be the person to be that. I don't know. I don't.
Wow. Just wow. Like, she provided literally no value at all whatsoever, in my opinion. Like, just wow, Now, I want to continue telling you about this timeline here, because we're almost through it. But let me show you this. I just want to put this imagery on the screen as they're searching right now for Brian Laundrie's, who seems to have gone missing himself in Florida. There is a huge search mission going on at this moment. It's nuts. Now, again, we also have 2 other women that were shot and killed in Moab, Utah, the day after the incident, in which they were talked to by police. And that has, a lot of people want to know if there is some sort of relation to those homicides and the disappearance of Gabby. Now, after she decided to go speak to, Good Morning America, on September 17th, authorities in Utah announced that Gabby's case had no connection and was not related to the double homicide case involving Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte. Not sure about that one or why that is, but September 17th, Brian Laundrie family reports Brian missing. This was 2 days ago. Police said that Brian Laundrie's attorney contacted authorities Friday because the family wanted to discuss his disappearance. They claimed they had not seen Brian since Tuesday. They removed items from the Laundrie's house to assist in the search for him, according to his attorney, Stephen Bertolino. Police said on Twitter that it was the first time the Laundrie family had spoken with them in any sort of detail about the case. They reiterated that Brian is a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance, but that they are not currently working a crime investigation. She's just considered a missing person at this time. Then yesterday happens. Police searching a vast Florida wildlife reserve yesterday for 23-year-old Brian Laundrie, who is the person of interest in the disappearance of his girlfriend Gabby Petito. While across the country, the FBI hunted for clues about the missing woman in a mountainous national park in Wyoming. The search was called off Saturday night by Northport police due to darkness. They say nothing has been found. Meanwhile, the FBI in Denver said Saturday that agents were conducting ground surveys at Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming with help from the National Park Service and local law enforcement agencies seeking clues to Petito's disappearance. Her last known contact with family members was from the national park, known for its mountainous terrain. And I'm talking, guys, the picture I've seen, it's like 100 people. But again, that's the timeline that we're looking at here. That's the timeline we're looking at. It is disturbing, to say the very least. Disturbing, to say the very least. Now, I want to play a little bit of this video here because, not only is it going to, it brings us up to speed as to what is happening now with the search for Brian. This is WFLA. Hey JB, hashtag Hey JB. He is reported. They're a news agency out of Florida. I'm going to go ahead and put the chat on here, and we're going to watch this, a little bit of this, to bring ourselves up to speed with, the latest on the search
with
Brian.
With Brian Laundrie.
And even Gabby, too.
Um,
And just to get his perspective.
we have,
Let's
of course,
go.
police have the information that he left the home with hiking gear on Tuesday, and he's hiking. Now, is it possible that he hitchhiked his way out of the area, knowing that likely at some point, police were going to be combing through Sarasota County looking for him in areas like the one that you're looking at here on the right side of your screen? Of course. But everyone is looking for Brian Laundrie. Everyone is looking for him, that man right there. They're on Reddit, on TikTok, and there's a lot of great contributors there as well. Listen, there's tons of misinformation on places like Reddit and TikTok, and information that doesn't add up at the end, information that's quickly disproven. But there's a lot of goodwill out there on TikTok and on Reddit, and I want to just take a moment to give a shout out to those that are just trying to make a difference here and trying to help, because they are. And while there is a lot of erroneous information that makes it harder for the real information to come to light, the people that are out there trying to do good, just a big shout out to them for a moment. Everyone's looking for Brian Laundrie. On Reddit and on TikTok, there are comparisons of his face with a full beard, with a groomed beard, with scruff, clean shaven. All of his different faces being plastered all over social media to say, look out for this man, this man, this man, this man, or this man with this look, this look, or this look. And everyone in the world, or at least everyone in our section of Tampa Bay, I can speak for Tampa Bay, our area of Central Florida, knows Brian's face by now. And if they saw him hitchhiking with his thumb on the side of the road, that would be suspicious. And if you did pick him up, what are the odds that the person that picks him up doesn't know him at this stage of where we are? Probably pretty slim. So let me frame it this way. Would Brian Laundrie hitchhike right now? Would he trust a stranger to pick him up and not report it to police? Would he put himself on the side of a road, his face with a thumb out? Anytime that I see somebody on the side of the road with a thumb out, I just, I don't pick up hitchhikers, but I see, and I just, it's kind of a curious stare for a second, like, oh, there's a hitchhiker. But imagine all the cars that would pass and be like, hey, that's strange, that's odd, that's bizarre. Aren't we near Northport? You see where I'm going with this. Would Brian Laundrie hitchhike right now? Audrey, hashtag KJB, go get some rest. I want to, I can't. So the truth is that I'm here to help, and again, a lot of people here. I'm very touched. Linda, I see your comment that just came in. A lot of commenters here that are commenting about my voice. I'm not sick. I don't have COVID. Okay. I don't have any symptoms. The only symptom is a hoarse voice from a lot of online coverage. So we'll get back to Gabby and Brian here. There's a lot of commenters still who are being very, very kind here, but I am here because I want to be. I was tweeting last night to give my voice some rest, and then Joseph Petito, Gabby's father, tweeted underneath me, and I just felt this responsibility to come in today and provide it. There were a lot of people asking, when are we going to be back on stream? When are we going to do something? And so I just wanted to be back here as soon as possible and help out in any way that I can. Jackie Marie, hashtag HJB, are the parents still home, or are they going to disappear too? We haven't received an update on the Laundrie parents. However, in that interview, if you were with us on Friday night, I had Josh Taylor, spokesperson for Northport Police. A big thank you to Josh for coming on in that night when this story had completely turned 180 degrees around because Josh came on the air and said we don't know where Brian is, and was able to answer some questions here for us and provide us with some context. And one of the questions that I was able to ask him during that interview, and it's all over social media. Okay, so Eagle 8 HD is getting fuel. Back up with Eagle 8 HD in a moment. I just got that update. But one of the questions I was able to ask Josh Taylor was, are the parents cooperating? And he said that they are cooperating to a certain respect. And hey, I want to see if I can bring up that moment of it so I don't misquote him here. You know what? I'll have that for you here in a little bit. It'll take me some time to find that exact moment and replay that. But there is of course, they're cooperating. They're the ones that contacted the attorney. There's, of course, cooperation at play here. They're the ones who contacted the attorney and said, we don't know where he is. So there have been millions or maybe not millions, but a countless number of social media theories out there that specifically are about the parents. And not going down that rabbit hole. Right now, everything's focused on the search for Gabby and the search for Brian, and hopefully that the search for Brian assists in the search for Gabby. So are they still home? Don't know. And they're not being tracked. As Josh Taylor noted in that interview, Brian wasn't being tracked. I want to make that clear. Brian wasn't being tracked. Josh said that in the interview because he's a person of interest and he's not necessarily he hasn't been labeled a suspect yet. He's not wanted. So they weren't actively tracking him. So they're not actively tracking Brian as of this week, excuse me. Then why would they be actively tracking the parents? Now, maybe things have changed, so it's very, very possible. This new wrinkle of Brian going missing could absolutely change around the dynamic of this investigation, and they're now keeping closer tabs on the parents. But as of right now, clearly the priority in Sarasota County is keeping tabs on or monitoring where Brian Laundrie could be. But again, I want to make that clear, and maybe you guys can comment here, and I know that this was a major source of frustration, but Josh Taylor in that interview said we're not tracking Brian. He's a person, he's not wanted. So, that was a source of frustration because there are so many people that are frustrated with where we are now in this investigation. Levitica. Or is it Levitica or La Vedica? I know. I shouldn't have the job that I have. I'm bad at pronouncing names. Miss Glass. How about that, Miss Glass? #HAB has neighbors or neighborhoods checked their home security camera footage since September 1st. I can't speak for the neighbors in any other sense than this one. They're tired of this. The neighbors in the Laundrie neighborhood, they want this to end. So I would, I'll speak for myself here. If I had a house in that neighborhood and I had a Ring doorbell camera or security cameras outside of my house, the ones that, connect to Wi-Fi and then you have the app on your phone. Yeah, I'd be looking through it to see if there was any suspicious activity in the middle of the night. You get alerts for when, your cameras detect movement on the camera. And if it was like 3 a.m. and I got a push alert on my phone that my backyard camera picked up some activity, probably a raccoon, but I'm checking. If I'm in that neighborhood at this stage of where we are right now, I'm checking that push alert to see what that movement was, to see if it's Brian Laundrie or to see if it's somebody who matches that description. So I don't know, Ms. Glass, if it's if neighbors or neighborhoods have checked their home security camera footage. I can just say that I can imagine that they are, because they want this to be over. They are sick of this. We live in a very quaint community of Sarasota County, Florida, and they are now the media capital of the world in a way, or at least the media capital of this country, because every camera has descended on this area. Let's make that clear too. You know, Wyoming, Utah, you know, Moab. I mean, these are areas that, you know, very, very sparse, and there's a lot of media spread out over that area. But here in Florida, all of that traffic, all of that media news traffic is honed in on Northport. They're all there. It's been I'll quote Josh Taylor again from the interview, I believe he said either a media zoo or a media circus, but in essence, that's what he was describing as what it's been like for the Northport community and the Northport Police Department this week. So let's get to some more comments that are coming in here in the Facebook Live comment section. I think you know, hopefully my voice isn't getting worse. Let's see here. Try to get to some more comments that are coming in here. Wow, YouTube, you guys are hello to YouTube. Hello. JB Buno, WFLA now. And you guys are difficult because comment moderation here. And I know that there are ways to slow down those comments, but even so, they're coming in so dramatically fast. And I appreciate a lot of the comments that are coming in. And I'll try to read a couple here just from YouTube really quickly. Checking. Wow. Slow down. Yeah, just people commenting. Okay, I see a lot of Nathaniel, Helen, Auntie T. Hello, Auntie T. Elizabeth Gregory, L12, Wasabi. Definitely, you know, Facebook, we usually have first and last names. Here we have names like Wasabi and K Real and White Wolf. Just I'm seeing a lot of comments on YouTube saying, well, the YouTube comments are, I think, a little bit more pointed towards what the opinion right now, the online opinion of Brian Laundrie. But I'll just speak to a lot of commenters here as well. You know, like I'll sum up Lisa's comment. Lisa Day Renard on YouTube. Brian is going to turn up. Eventually, the question is, where is Gabby Petito? I'd be very curious to hear from you. And I've talked with family members. I've talked with friends. And when I go home the last several nights, it's really just you know, my wife and I try to cook, try to take our minds off of things. But when I have my phone going off at every moment, and it's hard to unplug with a story like this because you have to keep your phone on. If I get a phone call in a moment, I have to rush into the station and be here for breaking news coverage. However, you know, it's a lot of the phone calls and text messages are from friends and family, and then sharing this or sharing that. And Brian Laundrie right now, let me ask you folks this question. Maybe we'll take some more #HJB comments here in a moment. Do you think that the only way to find Gabby is to find Brian? I'll repeat that. Do you think that at this stage of where we are, the time is we just turned over to noon. Eagle 8 HD will be back in the air here eventually to continue the search. But noon here, September 19th, 2021, or football kicks off here in an hour and everybody turns on their television screens to watch the afternoon games of football. Let me ask you this. Do you feel that the only way, the only plausible scenario, the only way to find Gabby Petito is to find Brian first? I'm going to start looking for #HeyJB comments here in the Facebook Live comment section. I'll be back in 30 seconds as I add some more comments here. So right now, folks, punch in your #HeyJB comments here. I'm going to give my voice, I'm going to give my voice about a 90-second break. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to read through some of the comments that are coming in here. Use #HeyJB to get my attention here, and then we can animate your comments on screen. If you don't want your comment animated on screen, don't use the hashtag, and then, of course, we'll move on to the next comment in the queue. Just use #HeyJB if you want to get my attention here. We'll come back in 90 seconds with some more of those questions and comments here.
streaming live on WFLA Now, powered by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Here's JB Buno.
The search for Brian, the search for Gabby. Multiple states now involved here in the search for the couple that is individually missing here in the United States, as the family of Gabby Petito continues to plead for help from the public to share out this image in the hopes of finding Gabby alive. Hey there, folks. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. As promised, a brief break here to give my voice a little bit of a break. Been many, many days of online streaming coverage here. It's a little bit different here online. Online, we can be here with you live and stream in places like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Hello to everybody joining us on social media on those particular platforms. A special hello to all of you joining us on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. That's where we have our hub here, folks, as far as all the latest information on the search for Gabby Petito. So if you want updates, you can download the WFLA app. You can download you can visit WFLA.com, and all of the information is going to be posted there, up-to-the-minute information as far as the search for Gabby Petito and the search for Brian Laundrie. If you're just joining us here, folks, we've been taking your hashtag HeyJB comments here in the Facebook Live comment section. It's what we do here on WFLA Now. Big part of our operation here is to feature what you have to say. And while there's a lot of folks out there, there's a lot of people looking to have their moment as far as creating misinformation online, and we're going to do our very best. Our commitment here to you is to stay rooted in reality and feature comments that are going to help us continue the conversation moving forward. Objective conversations here that we can have and address what is possible, what isn't possible, what is being said, what isn't being said, what is being reported, what is not being reported. So that's what we can do here, and we do it without commercial breaks, which is why you're hearing a little bit of a hoarse voice here. It's been many, many days here of streaming. So for our new digital audience that just joined us, apologies, I'm not sick. It's just been a many, many long days here. And despite being told to stay home, couldn't do it. I'm sorry, couldn't do it. I just was sitting on my couch and felt like when I knew that Eagle 8 HD was going to be in the sky above the search area, I just wanted to be part of the conversation and talk to folks. So you have a little bit of a hoarse voice that you have to listen to, and my sincere apologies for that. As far as Eagle 8 HD, it's grounded at the moment. They are refueling literally at the second. Fuel being pumped into Eagle 8 HD, our news chopper, and it's going to be continuously searching here over the next several hours to assist law enforcement, looking over the search area, trying to find anything out there that connects us to Gabby Petito's disappearance through Brian Laundrie's disappearance. And that's where we are right now in this story. So what we're going to do here, folks, we asked you before the break there to give my voice a little bit of a rest, and we asked you as we were just getting some more comments from all of our social media platforms here, we asked you this fundamental question to our audience. Do you believe the only way to find Gabby Petito is to find Brian Laundrie first? And here's some of the questions that some of the answers that we can feature. Again, use hashtag HeyJB and we can feature your comments here on screen via social media. Jasmine Swope, or Swopey, or let's just say Jasmine. Hello, Jasmine. Hashtag HeyJB. Not the only way to find her, but definitely a huge proponent of finding her. And I think that we start with this comment here specifically because I think this sums up a lot of what people are saying here. And when I asked for responses to that question, it's not the only way to find Gabby. There's other ways perhaps to find Gabby, but definitely a huge proponent of finding her is what Jasmine is saying here. Christina Tolbert, hashtag JB, are police going to give any update today as far as the search? We asked Christine McLarty. She's at Myakkahatchee, the reserve there, where the staging area for the media is for the story. Again, in Florida, where we are. And at this time, there's no scheduled press conferences, releases. Right now, I think that the focus is, instead of just constantly keeping the press updated with information, we're at a stage now where them taking a bit of a break from talking to the press and focusing more on the search efforts is completely warranted. And so, and quite frankly, that's okay by us. Northport Police, they were watching the other night. if you're watching right now, first and foremost, thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for what you are doing. We don't need updates as much as we need results. I think I speak for everybody out there. So Josh Taylor, again, really phenomenal as far as calling in to WFLA Now a couple of nights ago. Really thank you to Josh, and a huge thank you to Northport Police. It was a night filled with a lot of critical commentary. And my job here at WFLA Now is to give voice to you. And you were upset. People were outraged. People were frustrated when it came to Brian Laundrie being confirmed missing on Friday night. And I tried to sum up some of those comments here because I can't say the F words and all of the inappropriate language that comes through sometimes when I read through your comments. I can't animate that on screen. That's just not what we do here. We have to keep it clean for air. So I was summing up some of the comments there, and they were some of them extraordinarily critical of Northport Police and not just let's just not just it's a lot of people that were critical of the FBI too, just on the handling of this case. There was a lot of very critical comments that got the attention of Northport Police as we were reading through some of the feedback that we were receiving here, as again my job is here on WFLA Now. And then that's when Josh Taylor called in and we asked him some questions, and again that full interview is on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. So but that's what we do here. My job is to give a voice to you, and if I can't feature your comment on screen, I'm going to read through 10 comments and tell you what people are trying to say out there and pertaining to a news story. And we don't just do it for Gabby Petito. WFLA Now, we do it for every significant news story here that affects you here in the Tampa Bay area. WFLA, of course, being a NBC news station that serves the Tampa Bay area here on the Gulf Coast side of Florida. Anna Marie, pedophile, #HAB. 100%, I think without him, finding her is going to be extremely difficult. I think that, again, that sums up. You're right on board here, Anna, with Jasmine's comment here previously saying not the only way to find her, but definitely a huge proponent of finding her. Yeah, also monitoring on WFLA.com too, Tropical Storm Peter. See where that goes. All right, folks, that was the alert that we just sent out a moment ago. Alec Hammond here, #HJB. We appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you. Again, for those of you just joining us, hoarse voice because of a long week of streaming. But back to the comments at hand. #HeyJB from Tamisha Towsey. Do you think once they find him that they will hold him in an interrogation room till he provides information? My voice is cracking there because let me explain why my voice is cracking a bit there, because I'm trying to read this with the attention that it deserves, in a way that it commands the attention that this question deserves. I asked Josh Taylor, spokesperson for Northport Police, what happens when you find Brian? What happens if he's out there? And I hit the sound effect here. I do this on our other WFLA Now streams. We're going to pretend time here for a moment. And again, pretend. So don't clip this on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter without this being, again, this is for pretend here, a hypothetical. If they find Brian Laundrie hanging out in the woods, sitting by a campfire, eating s'mores, if he's just out there, says, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And the officers come up to him and say, "Hey, what's going on? Are you Brian Laundrie?" And Brian responds and says, "Yeah, I'm Brian Laundrie. You want a s'more?" Just sitting out by a campfire and just hanging out in the woods. What can they do? What can that officer who finds Brian Laundrie do? He can radio in, say, "Hey, I found him." Now what? The answer to that question is not very much. He's a missing person, not a suspect. To Tamisha's comment here, do you think that once they find him, that they'll be able to hold him in an interrogation room until he provides information? Absolutely not. He is a person of interest in Gabby Petito's disappearance, but he's not wanted for any crime. So back to the pretend scenario here for a second. If if an officer finds Brian in the woods and says, "Hey, kick up a chair. You want to join me for this campfire?" We wouldn't listen. You wouldn't have a campfire. It's still hot here in Florida, so maybe the campfire idea is way off base here. But if he's just sitting out in the woods, hanging out, fishing, regardless, if they find him, he's a missing persons, and then it becomes, "Hey, Brian, Mr. Laundrie, you are the subject of a missing persons case. Your parents do not know where you are. We would like to bring you home." Josh Taylor in the interview said that I asked him, "What would you do if you found Brian?" And he said, "He's a missing persons. I would bring him back home to his mom and dad's." So for everyone that is commenting at me and saying they're going to find Brian and then it's immediately going to bring us closer to finding Gabby, we hope. That's the hope. But right now, if they bring in Brian Laundrie, if they find Brian Laundrie, they can't bring him in for questioning until he's charged or until he volunteers. Okay, so back to the scenario where if they find Brian and Brian says, "Oh yeah, I've been out here in the woods. My phone, I lost cell service, and I've just been enjoying a hiking trip." I think the officers would be like, "Are you serious?" But again, protocol. We have to focus on protocol and the law here. He's a missing person. So they would say, "All right, we got to bring you home." And he's going to say, "Well, I'm a 23-year-old adult. I'm not missing. I'm just on a hiking trip. Please tell my mom and my dad that I am not missing. I'm just hiking and I'll be home on Monday." And he can go about his merry way. Or he says, and again, hey, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, hypothetical here. We're not reporting any of this. This is all purely hypothetical. If he says, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll take the ride home. I'm done camping anyway. Bring me home." Now, Josh Taylor was making it sound like, yeah, we're going to try to ask him questions. We're going to try to get him to speak on this. But remember, through Brian's attorney, through the legal advice that he was provided with, he has invoked his constitutional right to remain silent. So police can prod him with questions on that car ride in this scenario, but he doesn't have to answer them because he's invoking his constitutional right to remain silent. When your Miranda rights, when somebody finds you, and again, this is your rights, and this is again in a scenario where someone's being arrested, anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to remain silent. So Brian, if he's picked up, he can get a free car ride from the reserve here and be taken back home and remain silent the entire time. And then we're back to where we were earlier this week with Brian just being at that house in Northport, Florida. So it's a long response here. And that was the reason that my voice cracked, was because I just wanted to explain that for people, that finding Brian doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to, put him in an interrogation room, shine that top-down light on him, bring in good cop.
And oh my goodness, do I definitely agree with JB, #HeyJB. Absolutely agree with that, right? But here's the thing, as I said earlier, when police came and knocked on Brian Laundrie's family's home where he lives with his mother, they handed the police a piece of paper with the attorney for Mr. Laundrie, his phone number. The family has not worked with police at all. At all. He didn't even report Gabby missing, okay? But yet he showed back up in Florida after this 4-month-long trek across America in her car. He shows up back home by himself, and now he's missing. So now the story has took like these crazy left turns, and now we've got huge search parties out searching for Brian Laundrie, the person of interest in the disappearance of Gabby Petito. But again, let's not forget that there was 2 individuals found dead in Moab, Utah, homicide. They were shot to death, and I know that they're saying that it's not related. But I'm still putting it out there. They were in the same spot. I don't know. This is not making any sense. And the very fact that he has an attorney, that Mr. Laundrie, Brian Laundrie, has an attorney, there would be no reason for him to have disappeared. Again, he's not under arrest, right? He can go anywhere he wants. He could travel out of the country even if he wanted. He's not under any arrest or any restrictions. So why go missing? Is it possible that, and here's the theory that I'm throwing out there, is it possible that the guilt or the, all of the attention, which is negative attention, the infamous type of attention, has it gotten to him so bad that he's, went somewhere and has essentially took his own life? He did not report Gabby missing. He refused to work with police. The only time even his own family worked with police is when in their efforts to find him. Is it possible that Brian is no longer here on this earth? And if that's the case, will that hinder finding Gabby? Let's keep watching this, guys.
Bad cop and be able to try to get information from him. You can't bring him in. He would have to volunteer to do that. And at this stage, there's no indication that he would volunteer.
That's right. And the reporter talking
for such a line of questioning
is correct.
Tamisha,
he's not even obligated.
Opportunity here for us to
show up. But listen to this.
Explain that scenario here. Karen Browning here, hashtag JB. I think it's very possible to find Gabby without finding Brian. And then the prayers emoji. And of course, all of us sending prayers here. A lot of prayers, comments that I've seen come through in the Facebook Live comment section. And I like Karen's comment here because it's hopeful, and it's hopeful, and it really, this is the type of empowering comment for those folks in Utah and Wyoming that are searching for Gabby. Because the Petito family has played the scenario out and have told the scenario they feel that it's possible that Gabby is out, that is disoriented and out in the wilderness in Utah or Wyoming and doesn't know where she is and needs help. Now every day that progresses forward, that becomes more difficult of a scenario to envision, but it's one that's the Petito family is holding out onto, and I think that a lot of our commenters here as well are also holding out hope that Gabby's found alive. I see fewer and fewer comments of that sort, but as the days go on here, but I appreciate the hope that is out there in the comment section. Michelle Chavrin, hashtag HeyJB. Yes, I think that if he is caught and realizes he can't run any longer, he will most likely speak. I also think, regardless, the search for her must continue. All right, so Michelle here is thinking that if he is found by Florida authorities here, somewhere wandering the wilderness here. And again, Eagle 8 HD is our chopper. We originally went live to show you some of the areas that Eagle 8 HD was searching. And Eagle 8 HD, of course, has been talking to authorities over the radio. And it's not like all of the choppers that are covering the area are, pooled in one spot. The choppers and crews are fanning out to cover as much ground as possible, as you would have in a grid-oriented search. But we'll get back to the search efforts here once Eagle refuels. I think they're about to take off here momentarily. But Michelle is saying if Brian Laundrie were to be found today, that he realizes he can't run any longer, he will most likely speak. Let's focus on that. He can't. Well, can he run? Yeah, he can run. Now Michelle's saying that he's, if he's caught, he's going to realize he can't run any longer. But if he is found here, and again, he's the subject of a missing persons case, if he is found, he can go home, get that car ride back to his mom and dad's, and he can be at Disney World tomorrow. the way that things stand right now, because he's a missing persons case and he's not a suspect. He's not wanted for a crime, and he's invoked his constitutional right to remain silent. So if he's found and if he's brought home and he returns home, we were talking about this earlier on stream. We're talking semantics here. The law. He can book a flight. He can get in his car and drive away. He can go to a friend's house in another section of Florida. He can go to a family member's house in another area of the country. He's a free man. He can go to Disney World. He's not going to do that, right? But he can run. Now, but see, run implies. Let's talk about the word run, because people have been saying that he's on the run. Now, Gabby Petito's family's attorney has been saying Gabby is missing, Brian is hiding, and then the commenters that we've had saying no, he's not hiding, he's on the run. The aspect that the chatter out there that he is on the run. Again, he hasn't been charged with a crime. Now he's on the run. You could make the argument that he is on the run from the media circus and from law enforcement and from just trying to escape this nightmare that he has found himself in. However, run, to some people, run means that he is eluding police because he's wanted for a crime. And I want to make that perfectly clear for our audience. He's not wanted for a crime. He's a missing persons case. So some people have been saying he's been eluding police or eluding others to try to get away. And there's all these different phrases and different ways that you can say it. But Gabby Petito's family, through their attorney, says that Brian is hiding. And that's the word. But to the next part of Michelle's comment here, Michelle thinks that if he's caught, or if he's found, rather, that he will most likely speak. All right, so then, Michelle, thank you, because this gets us to the next jumping off point here. Use hashtag AJB and tell me, if Brian Laundrie is found alive, do you think he'll talk? Do you think that he's going to talk? Or is he going to say, oh, I'm remaining silent. Thanks for finding me. I got lost in the woods, hiking, you know how it gets. Will he invoke his constitutional right to remain silent if he's found? Or is he going to say, is the weight of the world knowing his name and following his story going to come down on him? And is he going to finally want to speak to police? Tell me here in the Facebook Live comment section. We'll continue to. Again, we're awaiting Eagle 8 HD. I can even show you. This is the freeze frame that we're on right now. This was right before Eagle landed to refuel. We'll throw this back up when Eagle is back in the air over Sarasota County and being part of the search efforts for Brian Laundrie in the hope of finding Gabby Petito. Back here with you live. Vicky Stevens, hashtag AJB, has to be guilty, or why hide and not help look for Gabby? I'm throwing this comment up here. We're not going to spend too much time on this comment, but I just want this. Vicky's comment here this has repeatedly been in the comment section that people, again, not us reporting this, people in the comment section, people on social media feeling that Brian Laundrie has to be part of this more. Otherwise, he wouldn't be hiding and not assisting in the search for Gabby. If you really love this woman and you're engaged to this woman, you are her fiance, why are you nowhere to be found rather than being out there searching for her, is what Vicky and many other commenters have been saying. Andrea Lane, hashtag HJB, sadly, he's probably the only one who can find her, but obviously he is not willing to do so. Another very popular comment. Andrea, thanks for commenting along here. Mary, is that Marianne or Marilyn? No, that's Marilyn. Excuse me. Hashtag AJB, yes, but at the same time, he's not talking. Hypothetically, even if he's charged with a crime, he has the right to remain silent and may never speak. Yes, and this again was exactly what we were just talking about here a moment ago. Caitlin Ashton, hashtag AJB. Yes, the only way to find her is through him or his parents if he told them what happened? It's another big part of the investigation. What does Brian's parents know? What does Brian's parents know? We don't know. Clearly, obviously, we don't know. But that's also a big part of the story. Did Brian confide information and share information with his parents? Did he tell them something that happened? And do they know information pertaining to Gabby's whereabouts? Clint Haynes, #KJB, he pretty much stole her van. Why didn't they bring him in for that? We talked about this. Florida police, Northport police say that even though the van was in her name, and even though he drove the van in her name without her from Wyoming, Utah, that area of the country back to Florida, we asked that specifically on Thursday, can you charge him for that? And Florida police, Northport police said, no, there's not enough to charge him for that. That's where we are with that. But Clint, thank you for asking that question, because that's been on the minds of many here. All right, folks, I'm going to step away here for just a moment. Give this voice here a bit of a break. I am not unaware of the comments that have been coming in. Somebody and I have no problem making fun of myself here a little bit. Somebody saying JB went back in time and is back in his puberty years with his voice. Again, as a reminder, I'm not sick. I'm not here. Reporting here for you today and being here with you live on WFLA Now. Sick. It's because it's a hoarse voice from a lot of long days and a lot of many long hours of streaming on this story. And but I wanted to be here, folks, and be part of Eagle 8 HD in particular. Anytime that Eagle 8 HD is part of our coverage, I want to be here because I really, most importantly, I really enjoy working with Paul Lamison. He's one of my favorite people here at WFLA. He's our longtime chief photographer, and he is the voice that you hear when Eagle 8 HD is in the air. Eagle right now, there's the ground shot, or the shot right before they landed. They are refueling and going back up here. I'm gonna take about let's say a 2 to 3 minute break to give my voice a bit of a rest here. And I think that hopefully by the time we're back here in just a few minutes, we'll have Paul back in the air, and Paul can provide us with the latest on the search efforts there in Myakkahatchee. So that's coming your way here next. In the meantime, as we await Eagle 8 HD getting back in the air and resuming search efforts here's what I would like for you to do so that we can continue featuring your comments here. The next question that we are going to ask, the first question that we asked was, do you feel that the only way to find Gabby is to find Brian first? Let's retire that and now pose this second question to our audience here. You can use #HeyJB, and again, we can animate your comments here on screen. And I'm monitoring all the Facebook and Twitter and YouTube comments that are coming in. Use #HeyJB, and we'll get your comments going here on screen. The next question that I want to ask is, if Brian Laundrie is found alive, do you think that he will speak, or do you think that he will continue to invoke his constitutional right to remain silent? Now, any attorney who knows anything about the law will tell you that if it was his client, he would try to get a hold of his client immediately and say, don't talk. You don't have to. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, that's me, to tell you that you do not have to speak. So with the attorney part of the equation, if the attorney called up Brian and said, Brian, you've just been found, don't talk, I get that. But let's just take that part of the, if police find Brian at some point, let's say today, I'll just say today, do you think that he talks, or do you think that he continues to remain silent? Use #HeyJB in the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter comment section here. We'll come back in a few minutes. Hopefully we're closer to getting Eagle back in the air, and we'll feature some of your responses to that question coming up here next here on WFLA Now. And as a reminder, the latest on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. We'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes.
Well, as you guys can see here, this case is just insane. 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 It's so disturbing that this man won't even talk to the police. He's supposed to love this woman. And then, of course, his family's going to look out for him, right? I mean, my goodness, the police show up to ask him some questions about his missing girlfriend, and they give him his attorney's number. I mean, I understand that, and I'll be honest with you guys, that's exactly the right thing to do. If you're ever a suspect in a crime, such as something like this, yeah, they are definitely doing the right thing legally. They are not legally obliged to speak with police. That he is not legally obliged, I should say. He's lawyered up. Now the question is, did he lawyer up because he knew that he had done something? That he, you know, did he do something possibly that caused injury or something to her, or is it the fact that he's been named a person of interest? There's no telling, right? There's no telling. But the fact of the matter is if you're ever in a situation like that, the truth to the matter is you absolutely want to lawyer up, and that's what it is. I am praying that they find Gabby Petito soon, and I hope they find Brian as well. Because again, it's very difficult to find her without him in a sense, but it's not impossible, like it can't happen, So I just wanted to bring this case to light, to speak on this, to talk to you guys about this case in particular, not to mention the fact that several of you guys reached out and asked if I was going to cover this, and absolutely. But what I don't do is I don't get into non-factual things, I don't get into the gossip of the crime sector. I keep it to the facts. I know there's, other crime bloggers out here, and they're always, they're crime blogging, but there's a lot of drama that comes with it, a lot of non-factual things and opinions that get thrown in, and crime blogging's just not the same that it used to be. It's just not. But that's okay. That's okay. We here at Leaky, we're going to keep it a stack. We're going to keep everything factual always. So I just wanted to come live, bring you guys the timeline on this case, the newest information as well, with Brian being missing, and I will keep my eyes posted on this story. I will absolutely keep you guys posted. If anything new happens, I will definitely let you guys know as well. I appreciate all of you coming in and joining today. There is a huge possibility I will be live again this evening. I'm not going to tell the time because unfortunately there's people that they watch me so they can go live at the same time as me, but just know it'll be during a decent hour. But yes, I do plan to cover another case today as well this evening. So I'll see you guys in a couple of hours, and I'll also be providing an update at that time on this case just to see where we're at, 3-4 hours from now. By the way, guys, I am, as you can see here, this new overlay that I've added And I actually like it. I may modify and change it up a little bit, maybe add some different colors. Just know that if you want to buy a piece of ad for this overlay, if you want me to advertise a product or something of that nature, you can reach me at LeakU on Instagram in the DM or leaksonline@gmail.com, and we can talk about the pricing and timing and all that. And I can definitely promote products and things like that. Basically, this is what we call an advertisement slot. And I can even create additional advertisement slots as well. Even if you have a video or something like that and you need advertising on my platform, I stream to many platforms. Just reach out, let me know. And if the product is in line with my platform ideals and all that type of thing, then I'll absolutely give you a pretty good price on it. I'm not going to advertise something that's not, of course, on the same wavelength, that of what my platform stands for. So, but anyway, I support all people that try to, make it, have businesses, try to sell their products, all that sort of a thing. So just reach out is all, and we'll go from there. So anyway, guys, until next time, much love, everybody. Thanks to all the moderators, by the way. Much love. I appreciate you guys.